In a previous video, I made some baby back ribs in the air fryer and wanted to try it again, but this time using liquid smoke. I'll be using the 2-2-1 method where the first 2 hours are in smoke, the second 2 hours are wrapped in foil with apple juice to make them very tender and juicy, and the last hour is to firm them up a bit. Using the air fryer, there isn't any smoke, so they're just cooking for the first 2 hours. I'm going to cook 2 racks of ribs so I can compare the difference. One will be cooked in the air fryer and the other one will be cooked in my grill. On the ribs that's going in the air fryer, I'm going to pour this liquid smoke on top of it. I'm hoping this will substitute the actual smoke that the ribs going in my grill will have. After applying the rub, I put them in the fridge and let them sit overnight. It's now the following morning and I'm going to show another method for setting up my grill. Once these ceramic grills get hot, it's very hard to bring them down in temperature. Every time the grill is open, it lets in more oxygen and will get hotter. By snaking the coals around, the grill won't raise in temperature too fast and it's easier to control the overall temperature. It is raining here today, but I wasn't going to let a little rain stop me from making these ribs. Once the grill gets up in temperature, I'll clean the grates. I'm now putting the ribs in the air fryer. I wanted to create like a heat deflector using the aluminum foil, so I kind of built a canopy to go over the ribs that are on the top of the rack. Now that my grill has warmed up, I'm going to put the ribs in it. It's been 2 hours now, it's time to pull the ribs out. Now preparing the ribs for the second phase, the tenderizing phase. I'm pouring apple juice in foil, wrapping them up, and I'll put them in the air fryer for another 2 hours. The ribs have been tenderizing for 2 hours now. I put a glaze of barbecue sauce on it just to give it that extra kick. And back in the oven it goes for another hour to firm it up a bit. Alright, the ribs are done. Let's check them out. I am very impressed with how well the ribs come out. I mean, look at the pullback on the bone. That's about the same that comes out from my grill. The color of it looks fantastic. The tenderness is great. It's very juicy too, and has a little bark as well because of the barbecue sauce. And as you can see, the meat just falls off the bone. These are the ribs that came out of my grill. As you can see, it looks nearly identical. This one has a little smoke ring. It's very tender and very juicy. I didn't get as much smoke flavor as I was hoping for, so what I did was I put a lot more liquid smoke onto the ribs. I let it sit for about 30 minutes and I threw it back in the air fryer for about 10 minutes just to kind of cook it and want to see how they turn out. The liquid smoke did add some extra smoky flavor, but it's just not the same. If anyone has any suggestions on how to try to get some smoke flavor into this, I'm all ears. I'm thinking maybe some type of cold smoke method. I've had this air fryer for about 6 months now. My next video is going to be a review going over some pros cons of my experience of using this air fryer.